What's your opinion on what needs to kind of happen to make the league grow to what it should be? Like, is it as us on fans, or is it within the organization, or what? What the hell's happening?
That's a great question because one, the talent in the league, like there's so much talent, and there's even way more talent in the league right now. Like people would be surprised, like the amount of talent I experienced coming overseas and playing against. I'm just like, it's unreal. So, and then you look at like footage from like back in the day, like when the league first got started, and you see like these sold out crowds, and it's like, what happened? Like, like where's the disconnect? Like, what changed? I always go back. A part of it is media. Like, if you don't see us, like, how can you get excited and cheer on and be rooting for teams that you don't see?
Right.
So, like, I wish there was, and also with the season being in the summer, opposite the NBA, maybe that plays a role. But if we could get like all of our games televised, which it was when we were in the bubble, the majority of our games were televised, and our viewership went all the way up. Granted, I understand like times were different this summer, but still, it shows like if you put us on TV, it's a great product. Women can ball too. We play great basketball. Like, it's entertaining to watch. Again, the talent level is through the roof. So I feel like media is a big part of it, allowing people to actually see and be able to watch the game. And then, but I follow, like, I get connected with all of our fans through like social media, and they always say like one thing is like, why can't we ever find like jerseys or hats or whatever, like the gear in stores? You can always find things for the men. You can't find things for the women. It's always like a what is it called? Like a treasure hunt, trying to find like different things for like the league. So if there was a way to make it more accessible, I think that's a big part of it. And then also, I understand too, it's a business and there's an economics part to it. We need big people to put their money where their mouth is. And if you believe in women and trust in women's sports and support women's sports, put your money there too and support it and invest in it. So I think it's a mixture of different things, but I believe in it. I believe in women's basketball. I believe in the W. I believe we do great things both on and off the court. The women of the league are incredible people. So I want to see the league succeed, especially for the next generation.
Here's my thing, Kayla. Like, it's so many, the vast majority of the cities in the WNBA, the teams share a city with the NBA that's like similar branding. Like the Lynx and the Timberwolves, for example, it's such similar branding in that sense. I don't understand why the NBA doesn't put more of an effort to partner with the WNBA and co-market themselves. Like, if you look at how the G League is marketed, I get it, the G League games aren't televised all the time either, but the competition level in the WNBA is even higher than the G League, in my opinion at least. And you could have these teams partner with them and sort of treat it like almost like it's the sister team, for lack of a better term, and build on the marketing and build on the televising or whatever. And like you said, how they were able to, how the viewership went up with the bubble and how much success y'all had there. I just don't understand why the NBA wouldn't take advantage of that. And with the growth of women in not just basketball, but in sports, there's no better time than now.
That, though, is like, unfortunately, like not all the teams are associated or affiliated with the NBA team.
Right.
Like, for instance, the Atlanta Dream, they were owned separately by a separate organization. Same with Seattle. I'm pretty sure Chicago's owned separately as well. So, like, not all the teams are affiliated with the actual NBA team, because I'm sure that would make a big difference as well. That would help. But yeah, I'm having faith, and to keep the faith. I'll always be a big advocate for the W, for women's sports in general, and trust that. I feel like we're going in the right direction.
Hopefully,
sure.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, there's a tremendous amount of talent in women's basketball, especially even up here in Canada. Like Mark goes to Niagara College, and he helps out with the Niagara women's team a lot. And he invited me to some of their practices, and we were playing 5-on-5 against the girls' team. And there's so much talent that I didn't realize. Man. They can ball, and they can get physical as hell. Yeah. I wasn't aware. Because I didn't grow up with sisters or anything like that. Like, I didn't know that there's no separation. Like, there's no separation between the talent level. It's just we just don't see it as much, like you said. Like, we just don't get to see it, so you don't understand it. But I want to know, how many times did you eat Kyle's food in the driveway?
Okay, so the tables have kind of shifted a bit. Growing up, I used to like bully him on the court. Now, where he's kind of bullying me now. I'll never forget the shock that went over me when he threw my shot for this first time. And like, he didn't just like block it lightly. He like threw that bad boy into like the other end of the court. So the tables have definitely turned, but it's great though that I love the fact that we're finally at the same part in life, because for the longest time, because of our age difference, like he was in high school, I was in college. He was finally in college, I was off overseas playing. Now we're both in the same area in life where we can kind of connect at a certain level.
Right.
Or at the same time, sorry. So like we can actually like train together. So like during the lockdown, it was nice to actually get into the gym with him for a bit and actually train together. But yeah, the tables, I'll be honest and admit it. I used to throw his stuff and like I gave him a bloody nose once. He likes to tell that story, but now, like I think I got him in the air. And then also he's so freaking long. So I think I got him like a couple of fakes. He could recover so quickly.
I've seen
he's come a long way though.
Not only in his game, but in his personality, the change I've seen is insane. Like he has so much confidence now. It's incredible.
Yeah, he's got a fire to him now.
There's something.
Everybody else is getting to see his personality. Kyle, that kid is funny. Like when he opens up and he's comfortable with you, he will have you in stitches. Like
that's who I was. Well, that's who I was kind of used to back when I was at Athlete Institute or whatever. I was used to that guy, and now I see like a super focused, confident guy who's like, he's got that mind. He's got a goal. You can tell.
I feel like being in the bubble kind of like woke him up. Like, oh, like this is what life can be like. Like I can actually, this is what it's like. Like if I put in the work and just get down and dirty and do what I'm supposed to do, like this is a reality. I think it kind of like hit him or something like went off.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Kayla, let's get into your artistic side of things. Let's talk about your book. How did that come to be?
The Magic of Basketball.
Yes, Magic of Basketball.
So beat up, but travel fit everywhere. Okay, so there's a few pieces to that. I guess I'll start by saying before basketball ever entered the picture, like in the second grade, I knew I wanted to be a teacher. Like I love working with kids. I had a great teacher, Mem Cassette, and I was like, when I grew up, I want to be like her because she was incredible. She's actually the one who like encouraged all my artistic side. Yeah, she was amazing. So I always wanted to be a teacher. And then I love to draw and illustrate. I've been doing that my whole life. That's kind of like how I guess, relax or what I do for fun, where I can like spend hours and get lost. And then when I was thinking or reflecting on my journey with basketball, I realized how much, like I'm a big advocate for like the power sports. I've seen how much it's affected my life, even just talk about like seeing Kyle, his growth, but especially like for myself, going from the shy kid who didn't want to talk to anybody, wasn't confident to speak in front of people, to like now doing the things I'm doing. I want to find a way to like, share my journey. So I created this with my sister. It's called The Magic of Basketball. And it follows this young girl as a little 12-year-old girl and all the magical gifts that basketball gives her along the way into her adult life. And I just wanted to use it to inspire young kids, to encourage them to dream big. I feel like when we're young, like there's like no dream with any limits. And then as we get older, I don't know why we put like limits on our dreams. If you guys, maybe you guys don't find that, but I've noticed like.
No, for sure.
We limit ourselves.
Oh, 100%.
Box. So I just want to keep that like that inner childness alive. So that's why I wrote the book. In the back, there's 2 pages, one for your dreams, for kids to write down all their dreams and goals.
Cool.
To like, so I feel like that's important to like, if you can like actually figure out, okay, what can I start doing now to make that dream a reality and start honing in on that, making that a habit or learning that skill early. The possibilities are endless. And then last but not least, there's not very many young Black girls in books, especially ones that play sports. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to make sure that representation was there for young girls as well too. So, and then I forced my sister to help me write it because she's the better writer.
Is it a bit of an autobiography then?
Yeah, you could say that.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Did this guy influence you at all right here?
Cool. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Yes. I love, but especially with a lot of basketball players, but especially him, when you see things that LeBron too is doing, I love what he was able to do, like off the court as well. Like, or I just love the mantra, like being more than an athlete. Mm-hmm. For the longest time, especially in high or college, one thing that I was battling or trying to figure out was like my identity. And I kept finding myself being identified as Kayla, the basketball player. And I had to remind myself that Kayla, you're so much more than that. Mm-hmm. You're not just a basketball player, because if that's all my identity is, when I don't have good games, I am in the pits. And when I'm playing great games, I'm like up here. And I had to realize like, no, that is not your identity. That's what you do. That's not who you are. So yeah, I love what he represents with being more than an athlete, being like a hyphenate. So I try to embrace that or embody that.